So glad to be back with you this morning. I'm Sterling Grimes, and Trevor looks a little different today. So Trevor Foote is usually with me, but she is actually out of town on a big vacation for her big birthday of 60 last week. So today I have a great sit-in. So this is Jan Warner. So excited to have her. And Jan is actually the Executive Director of Meals on Wheels here in Rocky Mount. So we're going to hear a lot about Meals on Wheels because certainly that touches a lot of our community. So real estate looks a little different today. One thing before we get started is I have gotten several questions about voting, and if I have voted or if you have voted, please go vote. I don't care which side you vote for, the side that represents your feelings the most, but please go vote. But I have also had tons of questions here recently on how does this impact interest rates, and what I'll tell you is that the lender I talked to just yesterday says probably nothing is going to change on November 6th as this relates to interest rates. So if you're waiting to buy a house or waiting to sell your house until after you vote or after the voting is over, please do not wait for that. Anyway, it just seems to be a favorite topic of conversation, so I wanted to address that first thing this morning. All right. I really am excited to have Jan with us here today to kind of talk to us about Meals on Wheels, which is certainly a really nice thing that we have in our community.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yes. And so tell us how long you've been at Meals on Wheels.
I've been at Meals on Wheels since 2007 as the director, and it's a great place. I love Meals on Wheels. It's one of those, I tell everybody, it's one of those jobs, and it's also one of those volunteer jobs that just makes you feel good when you do it. You know you've made an impact in that person's day and really changed the outcome of their day. And so it just is a really feel-good job and a feel-good volunteer job.
Yes.
So I love it. I'm lucky to have it.
And how, on average, how many meals do we deliver a week here in
deliver a week? Let me think about that. So we deliver about 44,000 a year.
That's crazy, right?
44,000 meals. In the size of Rocky Mount. We have about 100. Right now we have 105 clients that we're serving every day.
Okay.
And then, so we do a hot meal Monday through Friday. And then on Friday, we do 350 frozen meals. We send them out in addition to the 105 hot meals. The frozen meals are used for their weekend support, and also for people who are on our waiting list or people who are out of our delivery area. You know, Rocky Mount has grown, so it's hard to get to all of the outlying areas. And so some people, we coordinate with them and bring them frozen meals once a week.
Frozen meals once a week, okay.
Instead of the hot.
And what is the delivery area?
The delivery area is the city limits of Rocky Mount.
City limits, okay.
That's what we serve.
So Nash and Edgecombe County included in
Nash
that.
and Edgecombe.
Okay. And I've just started delivering within the last year and have loved it. I'm the silver route on the third Thursday, and they're usually range from about 5 to 7 clients. Is that about average?
That's about average. We have a couple of routes that are at 12 and 13.
Wow. Okay.
We can do about 14 on a route typically because we try to keep a route within an hour of delivering because we've got to keep that food hot and meet food safety standards, and so we want to keep that route at an hour or under to deliver.
Okay. And with that being said, who is making all these meals?
The Nash Hospital. We contract with the hospital. They do a wonderful job. I don't know what we would do without them, but we do contract with them. They prep the meal, the dietitian sets the menu, and they bring it to us hot and plated, and we hold it in a heating cabinet until it's ready to go out, and then we pack it for the volunteers.
So they deliver 5 days a week?
5 days a week. And they also do the frozen food for us and bring it to us periodically throughout the week, and we put it in big commercial freezers.
Wow. So I guess you're wondering, why are we talking Meals on Wheels today, right? Well, those 44,000 meals certainly cost money to make that happen for our community, right?
They do.
So the biggest fundraiser, which is a really fun community event, is coming up in 2 weeks.
A little bit over 2 weeks.
2 weeks. And so I wanted Jan to talk to us about Beans and Brews.
I'd love to talk about Beans and Brews. So the event is going to be Thursday, November 7th.
Okay.
And
3 weeks. All right. Sorry.
Is it 3?
Okay, 2 or 3.
It feels like
Okay,
2.
okay.
But it is a chili and craft beer tasting. And so we have 21 chili teams throughout the community who are coming and making chili. And we do have a chili competition where we have judges who it's a blind tasting. They don't know whose chili they're tasting, but they vote on it. And then at the end, we have winners in each category.
So fun.
There's regular, what we call traditional chili that has, hamburger or some type of meat in it. There's chicken chili, and then there's vegetarian chili.
Okay.
And so, and we have entries in all 3 columns this year, and it is a fun night. Then we pair that chili with craft beer. And so, it is fun. You'll get to try a bunch of different chilies and a bunch of different beers. There is wine for people who are not crazy about beer, and then Weldon Mills Distillery comes also.
Oh, cool. I didn't even remember that. That's awesome.
Yeah, they do a great job.
So where does this take place?
It's at Rocky Mountain Mills.
Okay.
It's actually located in the powerhouse and in
Okay.
a courtyard outside.
That's such a pretty space.
It is. It's really neat. And usually by November we get a little bit cooler weather, so everybody will want to have some chili. It's 6 to 9 p.m.
Okay.
And tickets are online at www.mowrmt.org.
Meals on Wheels.
Which is just the Meals on Wheels.
Okay.
A Meals on Wheels website, and it has a drop-down box, and it has a big banner across the top about buying tickets. And tickets are $50 a person.
What I was really impressed with the first time I went was how many people from the community show up.
Yeah, we have, it's grown over the years. This is our 9th year of doing Beans and Brews. And so it has grown. Right now, I don't know what ticket sales are, but we cap it at 700 tickets. And
Isn't that
last year we
crazy?
had 625 people there.
That's so
Yeah.
awesome.
So it's fun. It's casual. It's fun. You get to see a bunch of different people, and it's really good chili.
Oh,
Good
I thought so
chili.
too last
Yeah.
year. Yes. In
Yes.
fact, you almost forget to vote sometimes because you're
I know.
talking and tasting
know.
and talking and tasting.
And that's a good point. There is one category for People's Choice Award, and we give everybody a coin when they come in, a gold coin, and they can try all the chilies, and then decide which one is their favorite, and put that coin in a container that's at the chili tables, and that way, that person gets a vote. And so we'll see who at the end has the most coins.
I love it because not everybody gets a trophy, but the winners actually
And
get.
winners
yes,
do get trophies.
Yes,
They
yes.
certainly do. So it's fun. It's a fun event to have. And we're expecting right around 650 to 700 people this year.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
amazing. And the other thing that, just since I've had the opportunity to be involved this last year, the other thing that is really impressive is the low overhead cost that goes into that event. So how much of the money actually gets to go back into the nonprofit?
That's right. And all of the money that we raise, like you said, is very low expenses. The chili is donated by the chili teams, and everything pretty much is donated. Beer.
Yep.
And so all of the profits, all of the net profits go back into the program to expand it so we can serve more people. And it does go into our regular operating budget every year.
To be able to serve those 44,000, because certainly I know the partnership with the hospital is wonderful, and they have cut you the lowest cost they can. But
They do.
We've talked so much about, and even as a whole, not just for Meals on Wheels, but when we go to the grocery store, how much it costs to buy milk and eggs as a regular consumer, let alone. So I just know that the input costs we've talked about going up. So
Food cost has definitely gone up, and food insecurity in our economy or in our area has gone up also since COVID. And one of the main things that we try to do with Meals on Wheels is not just that food, but some type of social interaction with the clients, and that in a lot of cases is more important or as important to them as the food. You know, it might be the volunteer who goes and delivers the food might be the only person they see in person that day. And so it really makes a big impact to have that socialization because they're so isolated. And
so if someone, two things, if someone was interested in learning more about potentially volunteering, I'll tell you, I do it with a friend of mine that I only get to see really once a month, and we've both committed to do this. And so we take turns driving, and it's a nice hour once a month to get to see her. So it could be something that you do as part of a social outing with someone. But if you were interested, or you know someone that is interested to volunteer, tell them how that kind of works.
Absolutely. Well, they can call our office and we will get back with them. And usually people volunteer 1 day a month. You can do more than that if you'd like, but it takes, as I mentioned, it takes about an hour to run a route. And if you decide you want to volunteer, we would give you the same route each month. So if you came on the first Tuesday of every month and they're all done by colors. If you did the pink route, then you would have the pink route every first Tuesday.
Okay.
And so you can kind of put it on your schedule. We know when you're coming. And we do a vetting process for our volunteers that's not very involved, but we get some information and do background checks. And so we would love to have anybody who's ready to volunteer. We always need volunteers, especially on the 5th days of the month. And so the 5th week, so we would welcome volunteers, and they just have to call our office.
And if someone knows if someone watching knows someone who may be a good fit or candidate to actually receive Meals on Wheels, how does that work?
Yes, they can. It's the same. It's not the same process, but they can call our office and make a referral. We take referrals from healthcare providers, from family and friends, and also from individuals who actually need the service. And so if they'll call our office, we are out of the office a lot. We do not have a receptionist to answer the phone, so we have an answering machine. If they will leave a message, we will try to get back to them within a day and let them know. We do have a waiting list on some routes, but some routes we have availability. So it just depends on where they live, and we will try to work them in. To qualify for Meals on Wheels, a senior has to be 60 years of age or older, homebound, and unable to prepare a hot meal for themselves anymore, and not have somebody in their home who can help them with that, like a paid aide or a family member who's there during the day. We do just one meal a day, a lunchtime meal, and our service area is the city limits of Rocky Mount.
I was just going to ask you one more question. Okay, so volunteer, one more opportunity is, we had talked about all the holiday preparations coming up. Do you want to speak to that just a minute?
We do have special activities that we do during the holidays. So if you're interested in helping, and it's not during the morning, we send our meals out in the morning, so our regular volunteer hours are between 10 and 11:30. 9:30 to 11:30 is when we usually typically need a lot of volunteers. During the holidays, though, we have some afternoon activities and one weekend activity. So if you're interested in that, just give us a call and we can talk to you about the activities. They would be preparing things that we're going to go out on the routes. Different fruit baskets and food baskets and extra things that we do for the clients that the volunteers take out during the month of November and December. So we do have some special things coming up.
Yeah,
for the
it is
clients.
a special time of year coming up.
Oh,
so.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for being here today. All right, give us one more plug for Beans and Brews. When is it, and how to get a ticket?
So this is our invitation this year. It's online, and it is Thursday, November 7th, 6 to 9 p.m. at Rocky Mount Mills.
You do need a ticket in advance.
You do need a ticket in advance to come in. And tickets, you can still purchase tickets online at our website, rmt.org. And you can purchase tickets for the next 2 weeks.
And just think of all of that money supporting in our community.
I know.
So-
We really appreciate your support.
Well, thanks so much for coming, Jan.
Thank you for
all for
having me.
joining me this morning, or joining us this morning. We'll pick up with more real estate week after next, and looking forward to it. Take care. Happy Halloween.
Thank you.